Last month there was an horrific knife attack in Golders Green that was caught on camera. A deranged individual, I think we can say that, tried to, well, he's been charged with attempted murder now. The police were on the scene quickly. As some of you may know, I'm no fan of the police, to put it mildly, but I always like to give credit where credit is due. Here they showed commendable heroism, and I hope they are at some point honoured with a medal or something. That being said, there are always clowns. One of these is Zach Polanski, who said that after they had subdued this mentally ill man, they kicked him in the head, and they shouldn't have done. He wasn't the only one. Yeah, the race hustlers as well. I won't give details, but it's ludicrous. Because he'd been tasered, apparently, that's it. In the United States, he'd have been shot multiple times. But I want to dispel this nonsense about tasers. I'm going to show you two incidents involving tasers. One from the United States, another from here, Hainault, in which the police faced an even more dangerous situation because the lunatic concerned had already murdered one person, a young kid, a black kid as it happens, and they were confronting him with he was armed with a samurai sword. And well, I'll show you the video, but first of all, the stateside one. This is a young woman named Nika Holbert. She was driving somebody else's car, a person of ill repute, and after a search, the officer concerned decided to arrest her. She had other ideas. Watch what happened. This is amazing. If this hadn't been caught on camera, you'd have had the usual race hustlers, Black Lives Matter and that, burning the place down. But the whole thing was caught on video, on his personal body cam and dash cam. And it's amazing. He survived, but she didn't. Just watch this.
Here, do me a favor, turn around.
No, hold
Turn
on.
around.
Don't put me in handcuffs. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ma'am.
No, don't put me
You're about to get tased.
No!
Get down! Get down on the ground! Down on the ground!
I didn't do nothing.
Step out. Ma'am! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! 23 shots fired! Shots fired!
10-4, 13, keep outside code 3.
I'm hit.
As you can see, she was quite a big woman. That might have had something to do with her resisting the taser for some considerable period. But she was quite, I won't say scantily dressed, but there's no way the clothing have any protection. When people are high on drugs, deranged, sometimes they seem to have superhuman strength. She wasn't high. She was just freaked out. But that was a person who wasn't any threat to anyone until she drew the gun. But you can imagine the situation in Golders Green. These guys didn't know if, I mean, this talk you see on the video there that he's meant to be linked to the Iranians. We don't know. I don't. There's any real evidence of that, but As far as they knew, he could have been a suicide bomber. People have said this. He could be wearing a suicide vest. Anyway, this is the Hainault incident, which is truly amazing and truly horrible.
He just killed that boy. He just killed him.
Drop the sword! Drop the sword!
Tourniquet! Tourniquet!
Yeah, tourniquet for the governor, quick! Police officer stabbed! Police officer stabbed!
My name's Inspector Campbell, and I'm one of the officers who responded to the Hainault sword attack. When I first left the police station, I was heading to a normal stabbing. When we were around halfway there, PC King updated saying police officer stabbed, police officer stabbed.
Police officer
Now that's not normal. And so at that point, the risk assessment and my recognition of what was going on was through the roof.
Right! Yaz has been stabbed! Sam!
My first concern was which one of my officers has been stabbed, and also what kind of condition are they in. Moving on from that, I then knew that the person needed to be confronted. By the very fact that he was armed meant that there was no time for hesitation. You had to go in and you had to confront that threat head on. During our interaction, there was at one point where we kind of separated from one another and just looked at each other in the eyes. I could see that there was nothing in his mind beyond I think he was trying to cut my head off, and that was his sole intention. So that's a fairly intense morning. My baton hit his sword twice mid-air as we were hitting each other. I think at one point his sword hit my baton and it went down my baton and sliced my hand open on the way out. At the time it felt a bit like a punch to the hand. However, I looked down and saw that my hand was open. And then when I realised that I was losing too much blood and had to withdraw. There was only one thing to do, which was to try and disarm Mr. Monzo. I deliberately didn't get too involved in any other matter at that point, because the first priority was to try and stop further death and further injury.
That shows the British police at their very finest and most magnificent. Pity they're not like that all the time. Anyway, next time you hear some prick like Zach Polanski or Max Blumenthal or any of the race hustlers say that this guy shouldn't have been shot, this woman shouldn't have been shot, yada yada yada, or kicked in the head, bear that in mind. These people don't know what they're talking about, or if they do, they're lying deliberately and don't give a toss.